Over the years, I've taken part in quite a number of bits of research. This time it was a complete turnaround. We were researchers, and it was a brand new experience. It was hard work, but I felt it was worthwhile because it didn't half raise your self-confidence. One time consultants, they wouldn't have asked you the time off your watch. They didn't ask you anything, they just domineered the conversation and told you what they thought was best for you. But I said, there's no regard to how you felt about things. And quite often people would say, oh yes, because they say yes rather than say no. I didn't want to disturb MD. And yet that's a majestic feeling, not consulting people, the people that matter.
We, the Scottish Dementia alumni, we chose the subject because we were passionate about it and we knew that there was a need for it, and we instigated it, knocking on people's doors, and we were open-minded enough to know that we would need support and help. So we went to Edinburgh University and asked a professor with her knowledge to look over it and say, what's your advice, what would you suggest? So we were open to advice and suggestions, but we were the ones that had the final say.
How did you feel about the fact that so many people that you spoke to really didn't understand what self-management was?
I was quite happy. It made me then think that I wasn't just on my own and that I wasn't the stupid one when I was at conferences and people were saying and using the term self-management. I understood the meaning of the word self-management, but not the way it was being used.
One thing I like to say, at the beginning, when I did hear about self-management after many years, I thought that you did everything for yourself. Now I realise through working with Agnes, and it's not that you're in charge, you're in the driving seat of the support that you need to help you live your life as best you can.
Were you surprised when you found that quite a few people that we talked to and asked about what self-management meant thought we meant self-directed support?
No, because I got them mixed up. So I wasn't surprised at all because the words were so close together. It just, my brain didn't distinguish from them and would get them mixed up. And I noticed it even in interviews, people were getting it mixed up. So if you want to try and distinguish one which is self-directed support is going for a budget to buy in support and help to assist you, where you self-manage, that's something that you are doing yourself.
Well, what struck me is that a lot of people had family supporting them. They didn't seem to know about any other support that could help. It just happened that the family helped and they didn't look for outside help. And yet, some outside help could have really enhanced their lives and take the burden off the family.
And do you feel, James, as well, that in doing that it helps your relationships with others, so that your wife can be your wife, your daughter can be your daughter, they're not constantly managing your life, so it's freeing. I know for my daughter it totally gave her freedom to be sick. Would you believe? You know what I mean? What came out to me was there was a big postcode lottery, and it depended on where people stayed, whether they were getting good information. That hit me quite remarkably. And I thought in Scotland, because it was Scotland only that we were doing this, I thought in Scotland, oh, we've got this diagnosis sorted because you're getting a year guaranteed post-diagnostic support. And what I was hearing was that wasn't quite so. And although we weren't asking the questions, people, that's what we were hearing a lot of. So that's what I found. The other thing was a lot of passion and anger coming out over certain issues.
Some carers are maybe caring all day, supporting them at night and never getting a break. So if you can help people self-manage their support, that's going to take some strain off, because carers can take ill with just the sheer physical strain of supporting somebody. It can be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the government needs to go back to the table with people with dementia and find out what's happening, what's needed. And again, in the long run, they'll save money, because there won't be as much need for medication or hospital admissions.
But there was a lot of people, and I was surprised how many that lived alone, that didn't have close families, relationships, some women never married, and they didn't have daughters and sons and family members, and then they had no work, so they didn't have work colleagues, and they became quite isolated in a way,
If I didn't have my wife in the car, my horizons would shrink dramatically. Places I go, they're not always accessible, public transport, and sometimes there's even no public transport.
What would you hope would come out next?
Well, I would hope that there'd be more awareness of how you can direct how your life is driven. I would hope carers would know, so they can encourage persons that they support to make more decisions. I would hope overall people's lives would be bettered, not just for the foreseeable future, but forever.
Yeah, I hope it's going to change the whole aspect of people's lives with dementia, and that it empowers them and really makes them feel passionate about, this is my life. I might have dementia, but I am me, and me matters more than the dementia. Writing down my needs, discussing with others what helps me to self-manage and how I could stay in the driving seat of my life for a long period of time, and to be able to lead the life, and to be able to refer to the booklet and say who, what, where and how. And there are the pertinent questions that everybody should be asking. And also that the people who are supporting them will not feel, they'll feel empowered to be able to say, but look, it is our right as a family for my husband or my wife to get these needs met, and it's wrong to expect me to meet every need that they have, and I hope that they'll hear the word self-directed support and then investigate that further and see maybe this is the avenue that they need to go to get their needs met.
Sometimes the bar is raised too high to qualify, but hopefully that if things deteriorate, they can apply for things to help them lead a life as close to what they had before. We're trailblazers in what we're doing, so I'm hoping there are going to be others coming behind us that'll carry the baton onwards, and they'll go like an Olympic torch, because there's other things that really need to be talked about and discussed, and hopefully we'll encourage people to do that. And again, that'll make their lives better. But when you do things, when you get diagnosed with dementia, you lose your confidence. So doing things like that really builds it up again. You start to feel like a human being again, not a dependent in life, but.
And I agree with James as well with this handing the baton on, and it's not everybody's cut out to be campaigners, as we know, and so I feel that we should be going out and speaking to ordinary people with a diagnosis of dementia who are maybe in their wee clubs, etc., in their localities, and asking them their opinion, and not constantly asking people that are sitting at committees and meetings that have got knowledge. We need to take it right back to the people that are just getting on with their life and saying, have you heard of this? Because a lot of things that I thought everybody knew, I was shocked that they didn't know them. But once you have a cup of tea and a cake and you start asking the questions, they come out with all these amazing information and stories in ordinary talk, you know. So let's get out to the ordinary voices, and for people and professionals to stop using words that without explaining what they mean. It's like going into a foreign language, starting out in English and then going into German and expecting you to understand.
Would you do it again after all this hard work?
What do
The research, yes.
Certainly I would do it again. Differently, of course, having learned things as we've been doing it. But just wish we could have done more. But there was still a lot of other things that need to be done. But again, we're all getting older and physical problems are cropping up and they're just not able. That's why we're hoping for fresh blood. I sound like a vampire, don't I?